Welcome, family, to Relationship Wednesday, where we have on the podcast today, Jazz Kelley, aka Girl on Drums. She's a professional drummer, entertainer, and model, originally from Carrollton, Georgia. She grew up playing drums in the church and received her first taste of national exposure when she began traveling with her collegiate music program. Now, I, for one, love drummers, guys, so this is an honor for me to have her on the podcast. She's done a lot of great things. Currently, she's played with the NBA, Atlanta Hawks, the Atlanta Braves, and the Atlanta Falcons. She also played with J. Cole, JD, Mr. Jermaine Dupri. She's played for ESPN, Olay, Porsche, and many more. She's also an artist relations of Jet Tracks, a well-known resource in the drumming community for drumless play-along tracks. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I like that. So you just play that and you play your drums with it and good to go. But more importantly, she's passionate about serving the community, especially girls and women, to operate at their highest beings and be comfortable with being who they were created to be, which is right along what we love to do with this podcast.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So welcome, Jazz, to the podcast.
Welcome.
Hi, guys. Hey, girl. Thanks for having me. I'm trying to do better about my portions of bruh for everybody. Because listen, I'm from the South and I be like, bruh.
All right. It's all right. I'm bruh.
I'm like, but she not a bruh. She a sis. Hey, girl.
Don't worry about it. Listen, I got to do my spiel.
For sure.
Okay.
For sure.
I saw Jazz on Instagram and I was like, oh my gosh, this is incredible. First, I was excited for Tony because I think Tony was a drummer in his past life. And for some reason, it didn't cross over into this life. But in his head, he is a drummer.
Oh, I can get down for the air drums.
Yes. You see him do it. You be like, you play? No, he doesn't play drums. But in his head, he is rocking it out. But then I saw some of the stuff you were posting. The video that you posted about don't despise your small blessings. People, please check this video out. I'm like, come on, sis. Like you was dropping some nuggets.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm excited for your journey. When you said the sauce and then God's sauce propelling you and you showed where you were from to where you are now, not enough people, I believe, are saying that. People need to hear that. Mm-hmm. Just take the leap. Just give God a try. If he put you in front of it, just go for it. And as you said, your circle around you, just let them love on you. Mm-hmm. Because when you pay attention and you're mindful, as you stated, they will show up in a way that you didn't realize. They were just waiting for you to be open to accept it. Yeah. And I see you covering your mouth. You're feeling some things, and listen, God had to show me that. He was like, it's your pride, sis. You keep getting on your knees and you praying, but then you get up and I send someone and it don't look like it should look. And you don't want people to know your business. So you're not getting it. But then you get back on your knees and it's like, so we're going to keep doing this, Lisa? All right. So here's the thing. I'm about to show you something with your pride. He cut me off at my knees. And I was like, okay, hey, you could have showed me another way. And he was like, yeah, it wasn't working. So now let's go look at that circle and allow them to love on you.
Yeah. Allow them to help you.
Because here's the thing. We seem to think that we'll take all the help from God, but won't take it from our friends. Doesn't work that way. If I'm not taking it from my friends, I'm not taking it from God.
Right. This is hilarious.
Right?
This is hilarious.
Listen, I feel like I need to let you speak, and then I'll talk about your t-shirt stuff. What's coming off of this?
Well, it's so funny to be completely transparent. So I'm actually sitting in my niece's bedroom, her nursery, because I'm in transition. Literally, I just moved out of my house and I had a rental property that backed on me at the last minute while I was working at the same time. Yeah. So, and I made that announcement on my stories, like, real life is happening. And I always find it interesting that we show up to set, because I just did a film. I'm working on a film project with BET and Paramount Studios that's coming out sometime in December or next spring. And we're filming for that now. And so we did that this week. And I was like, it's crazy. I was like, we all show up to set, but like life is happening. And I was like, I'm not complaining. I was like, I got good problems. I'm filming for television right now, but I still got life. So are we going to move this stuff today or tonight? Like, where am I going to go? Kind of thing. Right. And so when you said just being open, a homeboy of mine was like, it's like a lot of times we'll be out on the ocean and we're like, man, just out here treading water. And it'd be like, hey, God, bit out, I'm going to need you to send a boat by. Right. And then the boat kind of be like, nah, that don't look real. I mean, and then he's like, okay, well, let me send you another. And it's like, nah, I can't get on that boat right there because, like, I just can't do it, God. Like, I just can't do it. And he was like, God, please help me. And it's like, I'm gonna come down here and yoke you up because I done sent you 3 boats and you said no to all of them. So it's like, what do you want me to do? When you said open, it just was like, because that's everything that my friends have been telling me. That's everything that I feel like for this state or season that I am in my life with my career and being a full-time entrepreneur and not even really fully understanding what I'm walking into or what's even happening. Because honestly, it literally is day by day for me. I did not expect things to go left. I expected them to go right, and they didn't. Right. And so it's like, okay, well, how do you respond? Do you panic? Do you respond in fear? Or do you stop and you don't fold? And I had a second where I was like, okay, I got this. I'm supposed to have a meeting with my team on Friday. Do I cancel it? Because I'm literally like all over. And I was like, nah, this is where I dig deep and I allow myself to fully dig down in myself and see the strength that I know that is there and see what I'm made of, but also allow God to be God and show me what I'm made of. Yes. Because it's moments like this where it's easy to fold, and I don't fold. That ain't my personality. I've always been kind of like here, especially with me going to HBCU. So that moment where I'm just like, no, this is the moment that's going to be so important for my career because I chose to continue to walk in purpose versus folding. Like, we don't fold. You just stay 10 toes, literally, like what every song says, stay 10 toes and don't fold. And so when I did that, it was just like, okay, a piece happened. Then the stuff started connecting. Called a friend. She was like, oh yeah, I got a realtor. I'm going to reach her to you. She should be calling you. Call me immediately. 3 properties pop up with what I'm looking for. 1 is 50 over my budget, but I'm not concerned about that because it's 2 things. God, either you're going to increase me, say it, or you're going to drop the price. Say it. Or you're just going to put me in the right place. But either way, I'm out here on water. I can't swim that good. You got to show up. Yes.
With a boat that I like.
Or maybe a boat that I learned to like.
Exactly.
Because I may not love the boat in the beginning, but the boat may have purpose. If the boat got me to the next destination, but trained me in character along the way on the ocean, then that's all that matters. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Because I can get the boat that I want, and then my character be jacked, and I end up leaving it. You know what I'm saying? I end up throwing it away. A lot of people, we manifest things prematurely. Yeah. It comes to us, but we can't handle it. And so it leaves just as quick as we got. Just like when we selling dope, we're moving that work on the street. Yeah. I get the money quick. It's gone quick too. It's not sustained. And my character is what's going to sustain me, not the item, the thing.
Right.
So.
Right.
Yeah. Awesome. I love that. And it's interesting you said getting in the boat and you said to her, the one that you like. See, God doesn't give us the one that we like because when he tells us to love the unlovable, we were in training when we got in the boat that we didn't like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But powerful. Thank you. I did want to highlight one thing before we start on these questions. I see you launching a t-shirt brand, Girl on Drums, on April 19th.
I am.
Let me sneak in a little something there before you share about this t-shirt brand. I'm looking at this date, and April 19th is the day that my book drops.
Wow.
Yeah. But let me tell you, God has been telling me April is going to be the month. For some reason, April is the month where everything kind of just elevates, and there's this trajectory that happens in April. So when I saw the date, I was like, come on, Jesus. Okay.
Confirmation.
I'm loving it. So please, because I'm planning on getting my t-shirt. I'm going to put it in early. I'm going to let you know now.
I got you, girl. I got you.
I was a medium at one time. I'm a large at the moment.
And we love larges. We love them because they keep us warm at night. Okay. It's not quite do it yet. I'm trying to get my gains and my proteins up so I can be hot girl summer all summer, the COVID style. Because I'm hoping they're gonna let me in the streets this year, but we're gonna see how it goes. Because I ain't got no vaccine, so I'm gonna just stay in the house for now.
Come on now. But Tell me about this t-shirt brand before we start on these questions.
So Girl on Drums is something that literally was given to me almost 2 years ago. I used to be your favorite female drummer. That's how a lot of people know me. And I went back and forth with it. And I've always been that girl that questions things like, okay, we got to do this. Well, why? I've been like that as a child. And for a second, I kind of pulled back into that box of allowing others to kind of make me feel like being inquisitive was a problem when it really wasn't. Sometimes children, and even speaking of myself, are put in environments where their inquisitiveness is a gift, but the person that is responsible for caring for that gift doesn't really know what to do with it. And so if they're coming from a background and a generation of when you ask questions, it's like, and they don't have the answers, and they're not okay with saying, I don't know the answer, because they haven't been through the proper protocols to even address the mental stress that has put them to that place of where they can't answer it, then they lash out. And so a lot of times, even in society and even in the normal workplace, when you ask questions, that's like a no-no. And I've just recently got to the place where I realized that asking questions, there was nothing wrong with me. And so Girl on Drums kind of came from that. And I just want a space where women feel safe to be their authentic selves. Like if you want to dress up, or if you want to, like, you know what I'm saying, be at least slouched out, or however you want to do your swag, that's cool. Be you, and that's okay. Because a lot of rooms that I've walked into, I've been the first woman to walk into them. And it's been uncomfortable. Like, it hasn't been fun always. It's just now getting fun. Like in the beginning, oh God, if I'm supposed to talk about it, just let me know. I'll let it flow. In the beginning, when I was first playing in the entertainment field, it sucked. I auditioned for a certain instrument that they said was on open. That instrument didn't even exist. Get to a certain place and they're like, okay, do you need this size or this size? And I'm like, I need a women's small. And that got flipped. Oh, she has an attitude, because I had women's shorts because they weren't in line with the uniform, but I'm slimmer. So a men's small in sportswear is not going to fit me the same. It might fit my sister over here, but it ain't gonna fit me because I'm smaller, and you have to cater to that. It's not that I'm being difficult, but I'm asking what I need. Right. And so there was a period where I went through, like, I felt ashamed to ask for what I need, or I felt crazy because they would label you, you know what I'm saying, or she being a, BITCH, or she's just hard to work with. When in retrospect, they just didn't know how to deal with what they had. I asked questions. I asked the right questions. How long are we going to be here? What's what are we getting paid? You know what I'm saying? What kind of show it is? What are your expectations? Those are normal when you're doing business. But when you work in certain fields and you're dealing with different prides, different backgrounds, different egos, and everybody that's in a leadership position doesn't mean they're necessarily a leader.
Come on now.
Say that.
So I can have the title, but I cannot have the character qualities. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I dealt with a lot. And it took a long time for me to come into the comfortability of myself. It's like, no, you're supposed to be here. And let me tell you how I got there. When I started getting phone calls that were larger than me, that was like, how did this even happen? And I show up to the place and like, oh my God, we've been waiting on you. Like, do you need this? Do you want almond milk or this? I'm like, and it was like, do you need men's sizes or women's sizes?
Yes.
And so I was like, okay. And I started watching some of my favorite drummers. Shout out to Sheila E. She literally changed my life. Watching her gave me permission to be a woman. And it sounds crazy, but I work in a male-dominated industry. And so seeing a woman who is attractive, who takes pride in keeping herself clean, who takes pride in how she speaks and how she walks and carries herself with grace and elegance, that stimulated me and gave me permission. And so God gave me a revelation not too long ago. He was like, the 99, it was like, it's cool. It was like, but with that one house that's on fire, that 99 kind of is okay. We don't need to focus on that right now. And so God literally revealed to me, because I asked him, I was like, why is everything always so challenging for me? Like, why was it my senior year of college so hard for me? Like, I'm just trying to walk across the street. I'm just trying to get drunk with my friends and party because I'm about to make history, and I'm about to make history in my family. Who cares? I'm the first female. My family ain't never seen nobody graduate from college. And I was like, it's always something. I walked across the stage with a 69.9 in one class that I needed to graduate. I didn't know if I was going to graduate or not. I said, you know what? I don't care. I was like, I'm graduating today and I walk across the stage. Long story short, those are some of the trials that I went through. Walking to the arena with the Braves, they never seen a female before. Me and my sister, shout out to my sister, India, Penny, aka Penny Proud. Me and her came through together, and I just started noticing things. And so God was like, you know what I'm saying? He was like, you're a trailblazer. Get used to it. When you have a certain call, you have to walk into certain rooms first. But let me tell you how it's going to work out. I always leave the 99 to go get the one, right?
Yes.
So it's like, you're a female drummer. Because of you, people are going to see you and you're giving them permission to walk into those rooms. Mm-hmm. And so what happens is when you walk into the room, you turn around and you grab that one. And so then that gives her permission to walk into the room. And then the girl behind her sees that she walked into the room. And so then the next girl walks into the room. And so as that cycle continues, you pause for a second and you look back and you realize that all 99 of you guys are in the room, plus one, which is you. And so now that's the whole multitude, and putting everything into retrospect, you have now built a community and built a generation where it is okay for women to be them authentic selves. It's okay for women to walk into these rooms that they've been called into and be themselves. And so that's kind of where my heart is for Girl on Drums. And not to mention that a whole year passes by. I have the domain for the site. I don't really know if I'm going to stay with your favorite female drummer. And I was like, I got too many voices in my head. I don't want to hear anybody else's opinion. God, what do you want me to do? Writing down in the middle of my workday, flashback last year, maybe mid-May or so. And I'm writing. I was like, just finish, keep pushing. And so, you know, you can write on Instagram and like your little signature and stuff. And I'm signing my name and I'm like, Jazz. I'm like, nah, that don't right. Girl on Drums. I don't like the way that look. My hand sloppy. G.O.D.
Come on, say that.
G.O.D. Girl on Drums.
Come on.
And so I was like, all right, well, I don't think that you can get any more of a sign than that. Thank you. But that's where it stimulates from. And so whether you believe in God, whether you believe in Buddha, I don't care what it is, there is a higher power. I just personally choose to believe in God. And so, but whatever it is that you believe in, I want everyone to understand that we are all gods, period. Yes. We all are gods with a little G who serve the big God.
Say that.
And that's just a power. Like, so I just want people to feel like they're royalty and understand and know who they are. So now when you put my clothes on and you rock it, you know that you are not just a girl on drum or the guys on drum, but you're a God. Mm. And so you should walk as such. And so that's kind of, I could talk about that all day, but that's where it stemmed from. And that's my heart. And I like to be fly. I don't know no drummer that like every drummer is like, yeah, I gotta be swagged out. Even right now, I'm in sweatpants and t-shirt, but it's fly though. Like shout out to my big sis, Nafisa Williams and her apparel, Why Fear? Because it means something to me. And I like wearing things that mean things to me. And so that's how I want my apparel to be. I want to create dope things that mean something to us. And so that's why I continue to shop, you know, with our people and other coaches as well. But I just like to feel inspired. My year has been dedicated to no fear. And when Nafisa dropped Why Fear, it hit here because it's like there's no such thing as fear. We create it or we allow it.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? We got to face it. And so that's what I've dedicated this last year of my 20s to, facing every single fear that I have. And launching this is definitely one of them because I never thought that I would be doing this ever. Awesome. I'm still nervous about it. Wow. So yeah.
Thank you. Woo.
Do it even when you're scared.
And that's it for us folks. I'm so kidding.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. Incredible. Oh my God. Now I can't wait to hear what your answers are to these questions. Come on, sis. All right. Let's get started. When did you fall in love with Jesus? And what did that journey look like?
I mean, it's so funny because I don't really be like, it's like the stuff that I say, I don't play like, oh, I'm going to go talk about God today on my timeline. It just kind of like, you need to post this. I'll be like, what, bro? Most of the time it's like, I'm not. And they'll be like, all right. Hey, you need to post it. I'm like, bro, can you get up off me? And then I end up posting it. But I can't really say the moment. I think that's like an everyday thing for me. Like, I like the love is more deep now because I have more of an understanding and I'm more focused on like understanding like what love is, what real love is. Mm-hmm. I do know I had a life-changing moment when I moved to Atlanta back in 2016. I go to World Changers. I play drums for Pastor Dollar and their team ministry. And I shout out to my sis, Sharice Wesson, a youth pastor at the time at the Norcross location. And we were riding to the Dome. And I remember being in the car riding on the highway through the city. And I was like, hey, yo, I was like, so I'm saved, right? Because I had kind of just like stepped in. I was like, all right, I'm going to try this whole Jesus thing out. Right. And because it's different when you're raised in the church and you depending on your mom and your grandmama faith. Like, that's cool, but is it really real? I think it instills values. But as far as the relationship, now you don't figure that out till you leave the house. And well, at least for me. And so I was like, I ain't going to hell. And she was like, bruh. I was like, she was like, do you believe in Jesus? I said, yeah. She was like, you believe that he raised from the dead? I was like, yeah. You believe that he got up? Yeah. She was like, ain't you saved? I was like, yeah. She was like, hey, didn't he justify you? I said, yeah, he did. And then she was like, all right then, bro, you redeemed, you good. I was like, bro, wait. And so I was like, so I ain't going to hell. She was like, no, fool. Nah. Y'all see what I did there? She was like, no. She was like, you not. And I was like, bro. I was like, all this time? So I ain't gotta do nothing. She was like, no, you believe. She was like, what do the Bible say? I was like, it say believe in your heart that he did all the things. And I was like, I'm not going to hell. I was like, so wait. If I go out here right now and I go slang some dope or I go shoot old boy on the corner, I was like, I know that is wrong, but I'm not going to hell. She was like, there will be physical consequences on this earth because you live on this earth, but God still sees you justified, and justified is just as if I haven't sinned. Mm. And so I was like, okay, bro. I was like, so you mean to tell me I'm really not going to hell? And she was just like, no. I was like, man. She was like, you feel good, huh? I was like, yeah, bro. I was like, I used to be praying every night, God, please forgive me for my sins. I know I cussed bro out on the street the other day, but he really made me mad. I really said some other words to him. I really finna say some words to you because I'm really ready to go off on your boy. Like, but that's your side. That's your side, though. So I'm going to hold off on it. But I need you to get him because matter of fact, I'm over this prayer. That was literally what my prayer life looked like for a long time. And so that changed the narrative. And I think my understanding started to grow. And that was because I was under Pastor Dollar. And I started getting clarity. And so now as I'm like new into entrepreneurship, I think that every day is like a new level of love. So I don't really have like a distinct moment of when I fell in love with Jesus, because honestly, I didn't even know who Jesus really was for the majority of my life. Heard about him, but I didn't know him. Right. And there's a difference. And I think that now every day with me waking up, it's like, all right, I'm just going to take this day for what it is. Good morning, God. All right, bro, let's do this thing. Whatever that means. All right, let me go brush my teeth or something because I really don't feel like talking to you right now. And keeping it at 100, like saying that. That was me this morning, like, just give me a second. Because we treat God like this monument, and he ain't. He's a person. If I don't want to talk to my husband or my boyfriend in the morning because he got morning breath, what make you think God want to talk to you with your stinking attitude? He going to talk to you when you're ready. And so when I get ready, and that's why I say each new day is new love for me. So anyways, that's a lot.
I love it.
but that's you. And that's what we want.
Exactly.
That's what we want.
Exactly.
So who is God to you in your relationship right now?
Cliche, I would say everything, but but no, seriously. But he is right now, because I don't have everything because I don't have anything else. I'm literally walking by faith every day.
Yeah.
Backstory: the reason April 19th is so special to me is because on May 19th I got fired from a job that I was very good at. From a job that I came in less than 6 months and outworked every person in that store and was their top salesperson. But my great aunt said something to me and it stuck with me. She was like, I think you like that job. She was like, but I really think that job is there to remind you of who you are. Because I was getting all the things. I was like, yo, I can't really say that I got this from God. I was like, but God be talking to me when I be in that store. And they be like, bro, where'd you get that from? I'd be like, the universe. And but it would be stuff that would be so deep that I wouldn't remember that it was deep until after. And I'd be like, dang, that was deep. But I'd be like, man, that's just in the Bible. You put a seed in the ground, you water it, take care of it, put the sun on it, and then it grows. But it got to go down first before it come up. And they would just be like, wow, that's profound. I was like, yo, these fools is funny. And so, but in that though, I was super good at that job. And from that though, the day that I got fired, I never forget it. I called Carlin. Shout out to my homie. He's a drummer for Israel. And Carlin was like, this is almost laughable. I said, yeah. I said, bro, I should be sad. I said, but I feel extremely stirred up right now. I said, I'm crying right now, not because I'm sad, but because it's almost like my body is like, I think we're supposed to be crying, but we're really happy right now. I was extremely joyful. It was like I had got released. And I'm putting it out there now. All right, God, we're doing it. I drove home. Son told me to drive home, and I prayed on the way. And it was stuff that I was saying that was in the spirit that I knew God was giving directly to me. And it was just like, it's time. Like it's now. Because I know good and well that I wouldn't have left that job. We want to keep it 100. People like, oh my gosh, I want to quit my job. Girl, bye. I was living good. I don't think that I would have had the balls to quit that job if he would have told me. Even if he would have drugged me, I think he would have literally had to pull me by my teeth and be like, I need you to come off this job. Because let's be realistic. I was making good money. I had good benefits. I loved the team that I was working with. I was actually happy to be at that place. I wasn't dreading going to work. I was ready to go to work. And so in that space, I was like, okay, God, I think that this is intentional. Let me take a step back. I drove all the way back home, about an hour and a half. And I went to my great aunt's house and I wrote her a check for $1 million. And I said, here, I said, keep this. I said, because this is real. And she looked at me and she was like, are you serious? I said, do it look like I'm playing? I was like, I drove all the way here. I was like, it's time. I was like, it's time. I was like, I'm gonna buy you this house. I was like, and I'm getting you out this apartment. And I wrote her that check. And that's been the beginning of my journey. I was like, you can die after I do all of the things. I said, but I just need you to live so that you can see this, so that I can put you in the house. If you're ready to go on after that, I don't care. I'm not gonna be mad, but you're gonna see this because you are here on this day, May 19th, in the middle of a panoramic. This is happening. and that's, that's how that journey happened. So I kind of got pushed into entrepreneurship. And once I did that, it was like everything started flowing. Got a call from Olay, going. Got a call from Procter and Gamble, going. It 10K, 15K, it just started flowing. I was just like, okay.
Yeah.
All right, bro, here we are. And so that's kind of where I am. Like,
ain't God awesome?
He is awesome.
Sometimes it's funny. I had a truck driver tell me when I used to work at a warehouse in Atlanta, by the way.
Oh, wow.
He told me he was seeing how I was working crazy hours and doing all these things, running from truck to truck and stuff like that. And we used to talk, and he told me, old country boy, he said, Tony, you know what? He said, sometimes you got to get fired because you're too stupid to quit.
Ooh, say that.
And I was like,
I got to write that down.
I was like, what?
Say that.
I was like, what? He said,
wow.
I was stuck on.
He said, you need to be out of here. He said, because you're doing too much for this company.
And you know what was crazy? Before any of this happened, almost 2-3 months in advance, my leaders and all my mentors, shout out to Joel, all of those people that helped like groom me, they was talking to me in third person. All of them talked to me. They was like, you are going to do amazing things. And they didn't know yet. They was like, you're going to go on and do amazing things. Oh my gosh, we can't wait to see you playing drums for Beyonce. Oh my gosh, we just know it's like, you just have a way of saying things. And I'm just sitting here like, what are y'all talking about, bro?
They see it.
Yeah.
They see it.
And so I was just like, and they was like, yo, when we getting the book? Like, when I can read the whole one? I don't know. So yeah, it's crazy. So here we are, almost a year later. And
but you know what? That proves we see our patterns. And praise God for the people to see our potential. But that's how God uses us, on our potential.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Dope.
Absolutely.
So what stage are you in right now in your relationship with God?
I think I'm in a
You gotta do her little drum thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
My sister swear to God I be beating on everything, but I, don't think that's true.
Something like that.
I think I'm really at this state where I'm like, either you're gonna trust them or you're gonna trust them or you're not. That's because everything is so unsure. Like we're still in a pandemic, and out of all of the times in my life, now is the time that I decided to really I thought I was jumping out on faith moving to Atlanta. That was nothing compared to what I'm doing right now. Now is a new level. It's like, okay, God, all right, so closing on the house didn't really work out yet because you just put me in entrepreneurship, and they saying that the income that I make with these contracts isn't enough proof of income, but we know we got money. So what do you want me to do? I don't really want to rent unless I know the renters, because then I can be sowing seeds, but just making someone else rich. I don't think that this is a great plan, but so that's kind of where I am. Literally all right, so we about to go rent again by myself. Okay, no job. Well, I'm the job, my gifts. Okay. I'm not clocking in. Are you sure?
Yeah.
All right. Well, okay, are you sure? We're going to do it. That's where I am. But it's it's either this or go back. And I don't believe that I'm supposed to go back. I just don't.
Yeah.
Because every time I go back, it's hard for me to fit what I'm supposed to be doing into what I need to be, quote unquote, doing.
Right.
And then that succumbs me to having to take something that's below, that's not even going to scratch a surface of supplying needs or, paying the bills. So I'm like, this don't really make sense. This robs me of my time. I don't make as much. And then when I get certain phone calls, I have to sweat to really rearrange to make sure that I get off. And I'm at the space now where I'm like, God, what's in my heart? I got nieces and nephews being born out of nowhere. We got to change it. We got to change some stuff. And I realized that I'm setting the tone because I'm seeing some of my family shift in their thinking. I'm seeing some of my family launch their clothing brands, and it gives me joy to see them walk down that road. Yeah. It gives me joy to see, because we don't see that. Yeah. Most of us. I wasn't exposed to that. Thank God for, praying grandmother and aunts and uncles who did what they had to do. But now getting it out the mud stops with me. If my niece wants to go to school, it'll be on my dime. All of them. And I'm just in a space where I just want to elevate, and I'm thinking generational wealth for my children's children. I don't want to leave this planet and not leave anything for them. I can't leave a 9-to-5 to them.
Can't do it.
And honestly, hard work. I heard my mentor say something, and it stepped on a lot of people's toes. And I'm glad she said it because it clicked for me too. She was like, hard work and a side job is still not going to be enough to get you to where you need to be. And that resonated with me. And so with that, I was just like, okay, God, if you want me to, if I need to humble or do certain things, I need big signs so that I can know to do that, because I don't want to get out of the will. But that's where I am. And that's where I'm just trusting God literally day by day. Mm-hmm. So it's just like a faith walk, literally walking on water. All right, I don't know if this next step is going to sink or or it's going to be solid, but I'd rather do this knowing that I'm trying to walk in faith versus not do it and not be operating in faith at all, because your word says that the only way to please you is to walk by faith. And so even if I miss the mark, your grace is still sufficient to pick me up and save me and put me back on course to continue to walk in faith. And I'll start to begin to understand, okay, I missed the mark. That wasn't your voice that time. So that's where I am. I'm at trust him or I don't trust him. And that's just where I am. Wow. I don't know, man. I want kids to see. I really believe that it's possible to live a comfortable lifestyle while being a musician. Because my aunt actually told me a while ago, she was like, you should write your teacher that told you wasn't going to be anything a letter. I was like, girl, what about standing there, man? They probably seen me on TV. I'm good. I was like,
that's all the letter you need to write. That's it.
And but I remember being told that in band class. It kicked me out. I was like, you're not going to amount to anything. Thank God for grace, because I'm like, if I would have been the wrong child, that would have crushed me.
Yeah.
But it didn't.
Yeah.
And here I am, a few degrees later in commercials.
And this is just the beginning.
Just the beginning.
Praise
Yeah.
God.
Queens don't clock in.
Come
Just
on
remember
now.
Mm.
Come on.
Just remember that.
That just hit me.
Just remember that.
That's crazy.
I ain't never heard a queen clocking in.
Me either.
Just saying.
Yeah.
That just hit me. Thank you, Holy Spirit.
Thank you, Jesus.
I'm about to tweet that right now. I'm gonna give you. Hey, Tony said, hey, everybody on this does not mean go quit your job. Don't come on here talking about the Jazz told me to quit the job. Girl, I ain't told you nothing. Because I didn't even want to quit my job. I got promoted out. Remember? Wow.
Yep.
Just queens don't clock in.
That's it.
My man's Tony.
There you go.
I love it.
Wow.
That's awesome.
I love it.
That's awesome. Anything else?
I'm taking
You
it
full?
in. I'm full.
I'm hungry.
I feel you. So typically, and real quick, you mentioned early that you graduated from HBCU.
Yeah.
Just want to shout that out. She went to the unsinkable.
Yeah, put some respect on my name because I ain't gonna tell y'all.
Albany State University, people.
Yes. Yes, sir.
So
to go to Rams.
So I just had to put that out there because we definitely proud of that as well.
Yes.
So normally what we like to do, an opportunity just to leave something for the family, just a nugget or a thought or something that you would like to share with them to inspire going forward. So this is your opportunity to do that.
Say no to drugs.
Oh my Lord.
No, seriously. I think I'm gonna get a shirt that says that. And then I probably might get in trouble because the DARE program owns that. Anyways. No, I think just be okay with starting with where you are. Trust the process, because if you never take a step, you'll never walk. If I stay planted in this room and I don't never move my feet, I'll be planted, yes, but I won't be growing. And so I'll literally be decaying as I'm living, but I'm dying. So I just want to encourage somebody to answer the call. It's something that is inside that you know for a fact that just won't leave you alone. I've tried to quit this stuff, y'all, like 1,000 times, but it never works. And I want to challenge you, y'all, to invest in your mindset. I think that's the biggest thing that I've been working on last year and this year is character development, because everything starts in your mind. Before this building was a building, it was a thought in my mind. Before Apple was Apple, it was a thought in somebody's mind, and then it was a seed, and it was planted into the ground, and then it rooted up, and then it started producing fruit. But before you ever get to that spot, you have to see it in your mind. And so I want people to understand that it's possible. Anything is possible. I'm from Carrollton, Georgia. Don't nobody know what that is. You could have never told me 10 years ago that I would be on national television for one of the biggest skincare companies in the world, skincare, playing drums, being recognized during Women's Month to promote equality in the work field. So I just want you to know, like, it's possible. It doesn't matter what you don't have, but if you use what's in your hands and just work it, start going to these things that inspire you, start going to these houses that you can't afford right now. Like, it literally should make you afraid. Like, I went and got test drove some Lambos the other day. I didn't even want no Lambo. Now I do. Now I do, but I'm gonna get my dream car first. I want that pink Ford or Jeep Wrangler Sahara with the hard top roof with leather interior, you know what I'm saying, and rubber mats. I got it all planned out. I know exactly what it looks like with the pink accented rims, just in case somebody feel it in they sha-na-na. Okay, you know, because if the Lord put it on your heart, I'm open. Okay,
you say write it down. You said write it down.
I'm open. So, but no, in all jokes aside, though, like, start doing those things, start casting that vision, start inspiring yourself, start going online YouTube videos and looking at inspiring videos and find something that feeds you. Go back to that childlike you, because God will literally, he will literally chase you down to prove to you that he loves you. When I first moved to Atlanta, our pastors, who are now I'm super close with over our Australia location, calls me. I didn't know this man, a white man at that, calls the youth pastor at the location, is like, is Jazz with you? To literally tell me about where I am now. I can't make this up. And y'all could put KP on there, Pastor Kyle. That man told me some stuff that I ain't never shared with nobody. Because when I first moved here, I was completely boxed off. And he was like, there is a child on the inside of you. He was like, that Jazz that used to be fearless. I used to would not be afraid of like nothing. The dumb stuff. I was afraid of vacuum cleaner, stuff like that. But as far as like adventurous stuff, I was never afraid, ever. And he was like, you need to go back and find that Jazz, because that's the one that's going to take you to your next destination. And that's the one that God wants to see. This person right here, right now, is blocked up. She's been through trauma. And I know that we've all been through trauma, but listen, the moment that you become vulnerable is a moment that you begin to grow and start to reproduce fruit. So I would just say, heal yourself, really be open and really be vulnerable with God, and start with where you are. And don't be afraid to ask for help, because we don't ask for help because we're weak. We ask for help so that we remain strong. I'm going to say that again. We do not ask for help because we are weak. We ask for help so that we remain strong. And when you are strong enough to ask for help, you will never be without. You have not because you ask not. Now I'm stirred, but that's it. It's girl Jazz Kelley, girl on drums, but that's it. I hope that helps somebody.
All right, come on.
Jazz preaching up in here. Okay.
No, not really.
Please let everyone know where they can find you. Please.
Oh, yeah. So you guys can follow me, and you girls can follow me on all social media platforms at Jazz, Jazz, Kelley, Kelley. And on Instagram, that's an underscore. But if you type in Jazz Kelley on all social media platforms, you will find me. I'm also on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You know, just come kick it with your girl. And you can also subscribe to get on my waiting list for the t-shirt launch, which is girlondrums.com. I'm actually going to be doing some giveaways, so y'all stay tuned. I think I'm going to give away some gear. Definitely going to give away some free stuff for you all, because I want to make this exclusive as possible. And yeah, we about to launch off and take off.
Awesome.
Oh, man, I'm good on that because I need some stuff.
Oh yeah, we're going on right now. For sure. You know, I gotta have me a t-shirt, so I gotta support.
Yeah, Willie was like, yo, send me the regular shirt because I'm secure in my manhood. I was like, you crazy, bro. Shout out to Willie Moore, man. He's doing a lot with adoption and making sure that children have families and they get a secure home, and families that are really taking care of them and really loving. So I really got a lot of respect for Willie Moore Jr. So shout out to him and his team, man. Much love to Willie Moore.
Awesome. All right, there you have it. We thank Jazz for being on the podcast, and love and blessings, people.
Yay. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for listening to Let's Talk R&R with Tony and Lisa. Follow us on Instagram at Let's Talk R&R, where we welcome your feedback.